evening video. Okay, I felt like I had to do this video. I want to talk about a hidden sign that the narcissist is cheating on you or have backup fuel, which is still cheating. Okay, all right. So let's talk about it. I'll try to wait till we have more people in. We know some people are getting off of work. So they're like getting on YouTube finally, or they're finally home. I'm going to start doing videos like this again, talking to y'all about the narcissist, because I've been feeling like people want me to talk about this like I used to. Okay? Some people said they love my videos talking about the narcissist. So I'll start putting some videos up, little nuggets. Some of y'all may get triggered by this video, but it's the truth. Okay? So don't watch this video if you're easily hurt and sensitive. Okay? No, this video ain't for everybody. It's not. So look, the narcissist left you this sign that they were cheating on you. And it's when the discards seem to get worse every time. It's almost like they get to a point where it's like they seem to never have respect for you. Because they're building up faith in the new fuel being hooked. Every time they see that side fuel that you don't know about, they start to believe that they can hook that new fuel better than they hooked you. That the new fuel is under their spell more than you were. They're testing their spell work. They're testing their tricks on the new fuel. And the more their tricks worse, the more they despise having you around. Because they say, I could be spending this time grooming the new fuel more than seeing you. And so he starts to see you, or she starts to see you as a major obstacle, in which the discards are no longer about tearing you down. It's about getting you to jump ship. So they could blame the grand finale on you. And they know it'll work because they got everybody thinking that they're the good guy. They already got everybody fooled. The more they start making the discards harder and meaner and coarser and all of that, is because they know they didn't won over everybody's minds about you in the smear campaign. And the fuel is really, really taking the bait. They're actually getting more out of the new fuel than you at some point. They're getting things out the new fuel that you stopped giving because you got sick of their toxicity. So they start tricking the new fuel to give them stuff you ain't giving. So that makes them start to see that to them, in their mind, you are a huge waste of their time. They start to see that in their mind. Now, you really are a huge waste of their time at that stage. Now, please don't get triggered. I warned y'all. Because they've been broke up with you. They broke up with you on the first discard. You just did not notice the memo. You are a huge waste of their time because their time really do need to be with the new fuel. They should have been gone. Okay, they should have been gone. Okay, they belong with the new fuel to get more karma. Okay, all you're doing is delaying their karma, the full effect of the karma they're supposed to get. Okay, from keeping this fuel on the side while just keeping you around for a little nibble of what's left that they need to get from you. That's why the discards get worse. At some point, the facade, the fake narcissist that you knew, they're not going to be nowhere to be found. You're not even going to see a shadow of that fake narc that groomed you. You're going to be like, where is the face you had when you groomed me? Like, you're going to be like, you're going to be so shocked, like, who the heck are you? Because that's how bad the discards are going to get. You're going to know that that person that you fell in love with never, ever, ever, ever existed. See, they'll let their mask slip all the way off and they won't care. Once they got that fuel wrapped around their finger. Once they got the fuel chasing them. The way they had you when they were manipulating your energy. Once they get that fuel to that point, their last mission is to destroy you as much as they can. That's why the discards get worse. They don't want you to have one little tiny sign that you can survive instantly without them. Yeah. You're making sure that you're energetically stuck as well while they're really having all that free time with the fuel. Yeah. They got that fuel at the point where the fuel is believing everything that they're telling them about you. Whether it's faking like they already broke up with you or acting like they want to break up with you, but you're keeping them stuck. That could be what they're telling the new fuel. But understand, you should always pay attention to how bad the discard's getting. Because then you know just how much they've been going in on that new fuel. Intimately, energetically, and verbally. Okay, the discards don't get worse for no reason. That means their secrets are getting darker. They may even start having a couple of fuels, so they really don't care how they treat you. They really don't care. They don't even care if you notice that they're giving more respect to any old fuel that's not even theirs yet out in these streets. They don't even care if you notice that because you're really just an anchor on them at that point. If you would only just go away on your own so they can have some months of free time with the fuel to see if they can really hit a couple of home runs with that fuel. Yeah. The fuel must not be acting up. That's why the discards got worse. The fuel is starting to become very obedient. The fuel is starting to not ask any more questions. The fuel is starting to give to them. Yeah. So a lot of y'all always been taught, well, it's just about how the narc get cold. It's how they are also resisting your love. Like, it doesn't matter how much you give to them. The discards are coming more frequently and longer and harder. Okay, it's like it doesn't matter. You could meet their every demand. You can come in and you could be the first to give love. You could go harder than they do from the start. And somehow that discard comes faster than the last time. And you just can't understand it. Okay? Because the new fuel has started working very hard to keep them. Because the new fuel has got convinced that they found their soulmate. So they're like, well, what do I even need your old, stale love for? When I got this fresh fuel that believes I'm their soulmate. That believes I am innocent. I've won over their trust completely. So the love you're giving me is stale. so stale that it's making me sick. That's what the narcissist is saying. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Now, I will give you a bonus sign. Hi, everybody. Oh, I'm glad this changed your life, see. I'm going to give you another bonus sign. No. When it don't matter how fine you are, it don't even get their attention. See, let me tell you, ain't no narc turning down some fine body. They're not. They're not going to turn that down unless they got something else. They're not going to turn that down. I'm telling you right now. They don't really go into, like, I don't care if I don't have you and you fine. They don't care. You can lose weight, you can get in shape, you can diet, you can get your looks back. And all of a sudden, nothing you do to improve yourself is catching their eye. It's almost like they was never attracted to you. It's almost like y'all was never intimate before when they never tried to get intimate. Your mind is just blown about that. And you know you look good, like you know you got abs now. You know your booty got bigger. You know your hair got longer. Like you're seeing this. You're getting attention out in these streets. So you know that you got finer. You know this. And why aren't they aggravated about it? Why aren't they even bothered by it? Because they got a fuel on the side. Somebody said, I'll come back to you. Yeah, they're like, I don't really want you. Actually, they don't even care about coming back to you. They only care about coming back to you is when they lose the new fuel. They ain't even thinking of coming back to you until the new fuel starts to get on their last nerves. Starts to call them out and expose them. And starts to grow a mind of their own. That's when they'll think about coming back to you. Just for a little bit of validation. It's not really them coming back to you. But anyway, okay, a narcissist is always drawn to the physical body, okay? Now, I know y'all saying, well, there's some narcissists who don't get busy in the bedroom. They still want the body. They still want to be near the body. They still want to look at the body, and they'll just go in the room and they'll give themselves their own happy ending. But they still want to be with somebody fine. Okay, don't get it twisted. They still want to be with somebody fine, or somebody who can give them a lot of money to make up for not being fine. Okay, it doesn't matter how they get their happy ending. They always want to be with somebody real fine, or somebody they got a substitute for it. They got cars, money, or whatever, or family inheritance or something. Because the narcissist says it's okay for you not being fine in my eyes. Your money is fine. The people that you talking to is fine. Maybe I can sneak around with them. But they understand. They have decided that you are no longer either worth chasing, because they have a fuel that they don't have to chase. The new fuel is just sitting up there in the motel room, hot and ready already. What do they need to chase you when you're old news to them? You're old. Once they had you for a couple months, you are old news. I'm telling you right now, by the third month or fourth month, you were used goods to them. And they only stayed around because there were some benefits. Whether they were going to be able to get new fuel being around you, or they were going to get props from their guy friends being around you, or that you might be showing signs that you might get rich or successful. That's it. They got 3 to 6 months stretch with everybody. I'm telling you no lie. If you make it 6 months with a narc and have a peaceful, loving, caring relationship, and they're not doing disappearing acts on you and not switching up, that is a very, very, very rare. Very rare. This is why some of y'all got to make sure that you are keeping track of how much time to go by when you with somebody, when they switched up on you. The narcissists be changing partners like every 3 to 4 months, all while keeping the old fuel stashed away until the new fuel starts to give them some real big bags and starts to be like jackpot energy. And then they'll just fade you out. Okay, they'll fade you out. They'll be emotionally detached, if not insulting you. Depending on your personality, they might not insult you or beat you up to fade you out. They might just go ahead and freeze you out. If you got that fighter energy in you, then they'll just freeze you out. And there will be nothing you can do about it. The new fuel is being taught to do everything that you do, plus what they can do, okay, and some new stuff. They're being trained. Okay? So why would the narcissist say we should do this? You notice they won't want to go nowhere with you. All of a sudden, they're acting like Al Bundy, from Married with Children, from the show Married with Children. That's how they're acting. All of a sudden, their work schedules are too busy and all this other stuff. All of a sudden, they could walk. You're like a ghost around them. And this doesn't have to be somebody, a narcissist that you're with intimately. This could be your narc mama and narc daddy doing it. All of a sudden, they don't answer your phone calls. They won't make time for you. They're not showing up to none of your events and parties. And if you go researching deep enough, you'll find out that they're spending way more time with your sibling, or they're spending more time with some younger fuel, or fuel that they got stashed away. See, I will research. I'm not to be played with. Every time I research into these narcs, I caught them. I saw pictures. I found pictures. People told me. And I said, well, they never had time for me no matter how much caring I was. And they were breadcrumbing me. And they were being real toxic on a monthly basis, discarding me on a monthly basis. And here they had time to go skating and dancing with someone else. I even had my own parent, one of my parents, do that to me because they was a narc. It is not about love to them. It's about fresh energy. Okay? Energy that they haven't had before. Your personality making them feel like the energy can boost the way they feel about themselves. Because even if they don't want to sleep with you, if your personality validates them, they'll still be with you. But eventually that'll get old to them too. Let me tell you something. That was going to be another video topic. You tapping in. See, you tapping into me. Okay, you tapped in. That was actually going to be one of my upcoming video topics. I'm going to tell you something. See, that's one of the things they want to do. They do want you to be like them, but a messier version. They want you to be the worst version of them. They say they can always blame their identity on you. They can always say, I got this way because of you. That's why they need you to be a messier version of you. You are in narc training with every narc. You're in narc training. Okay? The spell work they're putting on you most of all is their own identity spell work on you. On you. you will be working very hard to get some parts of you back. It's going to be hard. And it gets harder the longer you're with them. One of the hardest things to get back after a narc is you being optimistic about life. You could have been a hardcore optimist and they just slaughtered it. They just slaughtered it. I mean, serious. And then the more you find out that they were running around on you since the first 3 months, you know, they was turning everybody against you on the, behind your back, the more your optimism gets slaughtered. The world becomes dark and gray and scary, and it disturbs your peace. And you become paranoid, and you're just not as a free spirit anymore. You may even start blocking yourself from divine ones and not knowing that you are. It's hard. It's hard. If you look at your past version before you met them, you'll see that some parts of you were being deleted somehow, was being wiped out, and you didn't even see it happening. I mean, think about it. When you was at your best version before you met them, you had boatloads of energy. You was high vibration most of the time. So it was easy to be your true self. It was easy for you to get a lot of self-care in. But how can you get a lot of self-care in and be at your best if you're always trying to bust through their discards and prove them wrong about you, and figuring them out? They got you in a game of Clue, trying to find out what they did. They got you stuck in an investigation energy at some point for a long time. And while you busy investigating them and trying to figure out why they acting like this and not acting like this and not doing that and whatever, you're not getting the self-care in. A lot of divine ones that you see out here with bad teeth, with teeth problems and gut problems, and bald, and they ain't that old, they got done in by a narcissist. Some of these narcissists are running around looking pretty good at 50. They got glorious hair, or they got, plenty of nice stuff. You don't. You was too drained, too weak. Your wardrobe don't even look like you anymore. You couldn't even you couldn't even go try on dresses. You were so drained, all you could do was throw on some jeans and a t-shirt for 2 months. Yo, serious. You don't even have the energy to size your wardrobe up and to do the purges like you need to do them, so you can keep leveling up and glowing up. Why would they leave you with that energy? They don't want you to have all that extra energy to get somebody better than them inside and out. They don't want you to do that. They don't want you to have enough energy to fix yourself right after they destroyed some of it, or tricked you to destroy some of yourself. They don't want you to instantly fix it. They get nursed and fed and ego fed to see you stuck trying to fix something about yourself. Yeah, family does it too, as I said. I just said that a moment ago. Okay? Self-care requires hard work. Don't get it twisted. Self-care requires good self-care requires like 2 hours a day. Now, how many of y'all had that energy when y'all was dealing with the narcissist at their worst? You barely did. Sometimes y'all had 2-3 hours fights about their toxicity. These narcissists will keep you in a time loop, arguing about the same stuff with no solutions, fighting about the same stuff for like an hour or two. And by the time you're done, all you got enough to do is do a birdie bath and go like this in the bath. Yo, go like this with some soap and wash and throw your jammies on and go, woo, that's the only energy you got. You don't even have enough energy to sit in salon for 5 hours to get your hair done. You don't have the energy. But they do. They go on, dress in the way they want to. They didn't watch their favorite movies and they didn't did this and did that. And you're like, all I did all week was go to work and do a bird bath and watch a YouTube video and go to sleep. That was all I had in me. Y'all, I'm telling you, I wrote the book on that, okay? Why do you think they keep you in those hour-long talks? They know they're holding you up. I purposely cut it short. Was like, no, this has been going on a good 15 minutes, 20 minutes. Nope, I'm done. And they got aggravated. No, what do you mean you're done? What do you mean? Because they knew I was going to have more time for myself. Yo. Woo, child. They knew I was going to have more time for myself by cutting those talks short. Look, this is what y'all have got to understand. These narcissists are monitoring your energy levels. They're monitoring it. While you're like focusing on coming to some resolution and solution and having your voice be heard and respected, and for them to take a moment and see your perspective as well, for them to see their toxic way with you, while you're focusing on that and dealing with them playing dumb, they're tapping into your energy levels. They're even looking at to see if they're aging you. Why do you think they stare at you sometime but don't say nothing? And don't flirt with you and don't give you a compliment. They're literally inspecting to see if those endless fights and arguments is affecting your health. Yep. Yep. You will always be punished for self-care. It's coming. They will flip-flop you. I'm telling y'all. Woo! They will flip-flop on you so fast. If they see that you keeping your hair done real nice every week, you going out for your walks, you exercising, your belly going down, everything starting to look good, you start to make money and be proud of yourself, you'll start to see their mask slip off. Like, I'm serious. You will start to feel it energetically. You'll be like, why is they attacking me with their energy? All because I love myself. And then if you get some really, really manipulative narcissists, they'll try to say that you're the narcissist because you're doing self-care. Because self-care leads to setting expectations with people. When you do self-care, you start to get brave enough to tell people what you ain't going to tolerate and what you expect. And they know it's going to lead to that. They know it's going to lead to that. Because it has before when you got into that self-care, really into that. So they're trying to put a sock in your mouth so you don't tell them what your needs are, what your demands are. And the one way to do that is to keep you broken and depressed and exhausted and a mess. And if they can't stop you from getting self-care in, really showing results on a daily basis, then they'll try to tell you that all you do is think about yourself. When you say, I'm going to cut an hour out of my day dealing with them so I can get self-care in, they say, all you do is think about yourself. Meanwhile, when you are with them, they're breadcrumbing you. Meanwhile, when you sit with them, they're breadcrumbing you. You're doing all the talking. You're entertaining them. You're making them laugh. You're trying to have some emotional, spiritual bond with them. You're talking about things you want to do with them, and they're not. They're talking shade about other people, or they're staring at the TV, or they're busy snubbing you with their cell phone while you're trying to connect with them. But if you cut that out, you say, I'm tired of this passive aggressive crap. I'm going to go get me some self-care. They will punish you for it. Okay? They will punish you for it. It may not be right away because they're going to know that you know that that's why they did that, punished you. But they're going to wait. They're going to give it about 24 hours and you're going to see them flip-flop. You're going to see them flip-flop. You get some real self-caring the day before and by within 24 hours they turn into ice or they act like you don't exist because they want you to think that your self-care wasn't all that. Yo. Woo. They try to low-key energetically gaslight you about your self-care. That you're wasting your time with your self-care. That you're unsavable. That they didn't finish you off. They want you to think that way by them punishing you for your self-care. And they'll breadcrumb you with your self-care. You'll know, you'll pick up that they notice your self-care being powerful, but you'll feel that they held back. That they just said, oh, your hair's nice. When knowing damn well they want to say, that looks gorgeous on you, baby. You fine. You can pick up in their energy that they dimmed it down so they can be passive aggressive energetically. So you won't know how good your self-care is. You will doubt your self-care. Y'all, this is getting deep, okay? Now, as I said, when they start doing that, you know already they didn't already got they claws into another fuel. Because you know in the beginning, they was all about your self-care, wasn't they? They was like your biggest fan. They was your motivational coach. Baby, I like that you work out. I like that you look good. Look how fine my baby is. They was saying it to the heavens. They was laying out the red carpet about you. They wanted to go everywhere with you. They thought they had the finest person in the world out here. So why are they aggravated or distant or cold towards your self-care? Because it was all an illusion when they were building you up in the beginning. When they were building you up and giving you fine gifts to say, you are so fine, you deserve the finest, that was all a lie. It was fake. They knew that if they showed that they were celebrating you, eventually you would let your guard down and let them in. And that's all they wanted you to do. That's all they wanted you to do. They really didn't care about your self-care when they met you. They went in. They just wanted to get in, okay? They just wanted to get in. They was, believe it or not, okay, when they was given to you and everything like that, you was their prostitute basically. You was in that prostitute energy. You didn't know that they was tricking you to prostitute. You did not know. Okay, they was trick daddy and you was the trick. I'm just saying, y'all, and that's just the truth. But understand, when they see you ain't worth their trinkets and stuff like that, you ain't worth some valuable time that's appreciated, your time isn't valued. You're not top fuel anymore. You're not. They done found somebody else that they're giving their trinkets to. They have to cut back, give it to you. Or else the new fuel will start to get suspicious. Like, how come you ain't giving that much to me this week? Why you pulling back? They don't want the new fuel, the side fuel, to start thinking that they are cheating on them. They don't want the new fuel to think that. So that's why they can never ever give you as much as they're getting the new fuel, giving the new fuel. Okay? When you got to argue with them to give you affordable love. When you got to argue with them to give you affordable love. Some long kisses, you know, some y'all two taking a shower together. When you got to argue with them to go on romantic rendezvous and to woo you and charm you. And if you're a man, you got to argue with the woman, the narc woman, to cook you up a meal that you want. to make you feel like the emperor and powerful, and she ain't doing that. She doing it to another emperor. Mm-hmm. And then I'm gonna tell you something else. Here's another little sign before I end this video. They don't care how they are with you. Not necessarily how they treat you. They don't care how they treat themselves when they're with you. They don't. You're like, and it's a trick, y'all. They're not treating themselves good while they're with you because they want you to think that they're too messy to cheat on you. Meanwhile, when they go with that fuel, they looking pretty good. They cleaned up and everything. But they making sure that you fade your own self out. You help them fade you out by being a mess when they're with you. They purposely be low maintenance with themselves. Maybe that'll turn you off and not expect anything from them. Maybe you'll take your broken, damaged butt and go get you another fuel. Okay? Maybe you'll do that. That's what they think. That's what they think. But they know that if you tell people, well, I tried to be with them, they wouldn't take care of themselves, and they didn't want me to take care of myself, so it wasn't working. They kept on being toxic with themselves and toxic with me when I was caring for me. They know that if you go tell people that, no one will believe you because they're looking pretty good around everybody else. They're acting pretty good and they're looking pretty good around everybody else. So if you tell everybody they was looking a mess, stinking and drugging and alcoholing and out of control and everything, no one's going to believe you. No one's going to believe you. They will never show up in society around potential new fuels acting the way they act with you. Never. Never. I've seen narcissists treat me like I wasn't stuff after I did everything for them, all kind of stuff. Gave them money, did things for them, and then they do disappearing acts after they made me think they were going to date me. And they got all fly and went out into the sunset by themselves. And then tried to come back to me and act like my self-care wasn't good enough for them. So they had to go. When it was their lack of care for themselves and my self-care that caused all the darn problems. Woo. Woo. They're all pimps. They're all pimps. They don't know how to ration. They don't ration the love when they first meet you. They just dump it all on you. It's like they just go to a warehouse of trinkets and love and they just dump it all on you. To bust through whatever boundaries you have with your heart when you first meet them. And they actually see you doing self-care to also get love like they're getting. They see that as betrayal, that you're betraying them. To them, you're betraying them. You're supposed to sit home and be a mess and not get the love they getting out in these streets. Y'all. Alright, y'all. Y'all was vibing for me. Vibing with me. I'm going to go back on, okay? I might go back on tonight. Late tonight, like around, in about 2 hours. 8 to 9, 9 to 10. I might get back on in about 3 hours and do a part 2 on the subject. If you enjoyed this video, feel free to let me know. If you want to send a cash appreciation gift, you can send it to my Cash App at #Coach B Hunter. I will be doing some more videos talking about this, even talking about some other stuff. Okay, getting into the psyche of them. The psyche versus your psyche and all of that through all the psyche changes. Whew. Okay, y'all. See y'all soon. I might get on later tonight for my insomnia people. Because you know when you deal with a narc, you tend to have insomnia. TV won't fix it. Alcohol won't fix it. Smoking won't fix it. Nothing gets you to sleep. You got it's like you just sitting up there, you just half asleep. You waking up 3, 4, 5 times in the middle of the night. Your eyes ain't open, but you woke. Y'all, it is crazy. They can keep you in insomnia severe where you're only getting 4 hours of sleep. And it could go on for years. Okay? It could go on for years. So if you're dealing with insomnia and you know you got a narc around you, they got you in that energy. So if you can't sleep tonight, join me tonight, okay? Join me tonight. If I can't sleep, I'm gonna get up and we're gonna talk about more about the narcissist. Maybe that'll help us go to sleep because we exposing them. Okay. All right. See y'all tonight. Couple of hours. Bye, everybody. Bye.